You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
What is going on, Isles fans? Matt O'Leary back with a post-game live stream for the Islanders' 4-3 win over the New Jersey Devils. Oh boy, does this team not make it easy on themselves. That's my reaction. That's my initial takeaway. Mitch might join us at some point in the episode, but if not, I'm rocking solo with you. We'll keep an eye down below on the screen if Mitch ends up popping in here. But it's a New York Islanders 4-3 win. We'll go through the comments with you. We'll go through the game. We'll go through the big plays in this one. I think Vegas with a binky is perfect with this one. Says my anxiety levels skyrocket the Isles play. And then it said or Dobson. Well, Bill's reaction was, I wish Scott Mayfield knew how to play better defense. Noah Dobson to me was the one that stood out. But let's get it started. We're going to go full screen this way so we get a better look at some of these goal simulations. There's a lot of goals in that first period, starting with Brock Nelson, who just loves to score goals. 123 into this game pretty quickly here, as there's the puck is down low, and it just sets up perfectly for Adam Pelech, rips one on net. Brock Nelson gets a deflection, and it's in the back of the net. So honestly, on this one, what we saw was a fight down low and then getting it to the point. Adam Pelech rips one on net, and it was deflected by Brock. And I thought, honestly, we'll take a look at ice time and stuff like that. But eye test wise, I thought this was Adam Pelech's best game of the year. And I thought I was pretty pleased with Pelech's play, which is something that I went into this season questioning whether or not we would continue to have that with Adam Pelech. And in this game, I absolutely thought it fit. BTBAMNYI says another feel bad loss, but then corrects it and says win. We'll get to the frustrating part. It's coming. You guys know it's coming. Unfortunately, Nico Hischier would tie up this game, assisted by Jesper Bratt on the snapshot. We'll take a look at the goal simulation here. Right off the face-off, couldn't get out of the zone, and it goes right off Kyle McLean's glove and right to Jesper Bratt. Just a fluky goal, one that Kyle McLean should have knocked down, as you saw right off the face-off. Loses the face-off or wins it, goes off Scott Mayfield, and then just a poor play right there and in the back of the net. Not much Ilya Sorokin could do on this one. So frustrating, but the game is tied up at 1. Islanders end up getting a power play goal before the end of the first period. You know, the power play has been pretty horrific, and they would end up going 1 for 4 on the power play in this game. But Anders Lee gets one to go. Noah Dobson picks up an assist on it. And this is just your prototypical Anders Lee greasy goal. Dobson has it then over to who's that, Pajot, and it pops right out for Anders Lee, who just puts himself in a good spot. We'll replay it here. It was Noah Dobson and JG Pajot who played a little catch. And at that, you have Lee go around the back of the net and just bounces right to him. Perfect. Puck's on net. I know it's something that they don't do often enough for me, on the power play especially, but that time it ended up working out. Left Lock says, I know the mistakes were big, letting them get back in the game time after time, but the puck's finding the net, and we finished with a beautiful Barzy to Bow goal, and that's a good feeling. Yes, thank God they end up winning this game 4-3. I would have been significantly more frustrated by this game if they allowed the tying goal and then lost. But the Islanders find a win in overtime. They love playing overtime, these Islanders. It's the, third, fourth time that they've gone to overtime in 7 games. More than half the time they've played this year, these games have gone to overtime. Pretty ridiculous. Shots on goal in the first period, Islanders had more, 13-8. Into the second period we go. Curtis Lazar ties up the game this time. As I don't know what happened on this play, if Sorokin just wasn't expecting it to come, or Thomas Hickey was talking about like maybe he got stuck in the net. It was just his positioning on it was a little bit strange. And you got to give credit to Lazar, who made a nice play as well and had a good shot to get it to pass to get through Ilya Sorokin. But I thought it was a little bit unexpected. Like he didn't know or expect that puck was coming. It just looked a little bit off there. Also in the second period, before we get to the next goal, because I believe this came before the next goal. It might even came before the Curtis Lazar goal. Yeah, it did. You had the Scott Mayfield roughing against McDermott. So this was controversial. The Islanders end up killing off a Scott Mayfield roughing, and I don't think he deserved the roughing. So Alex Romanov gets absolutely blown up by McDermott. Clean hit, but blown up. It takes a shoulder to shoulder. Scott Mayfield gets him to, or Scott Mayfield drops the gloves with McDermott, and Mayfield is called for the extra penalty. Now, I don't agree with Mayfield getting the extra 2 minutes here. I thought this should have been just each 5 minutes and 5 minutes. I don't think the McDermott hit was dirty against Alex Romanov. I think it was, a big clean play. And unfortunately now in the NHL, anytime there's any sort of big hit, they're going to always stand up for each other, stand up for their guys. So this is what happened. Mayfield drops the gloves and ended up getting hit with an extra penalty on top of that, which was a little bit frustrating. But that was the other thing in the second period of note. And you have the Kyle Palmieri goal, another deflection. Islanders, 3 goals, 2 of them are deflections at this point. Nice, just Kyle Palmieri sends it up to Brock Nelson, drops it for Romanov, and Palmieri crossing right in front of the net, gets a stick on it and puts it in. I was hoping that it would end up being Romanov's goal because he took the massive hit earlier in the period, and it just kind of would have been poetic justice. But really nice play from Palmieri, sending it across for Nelson, and then Nelson kind of just drops it for Romanov, puts it on net, tips it in. And then the Islanders lead again 3-2. Unfortunately, at the end of the period, Islanders take a penalty. Ryan Pulock takes one. I don't blame him. It was kind of, they were scrambling and he had to take a penalty to take away a scoring opportunity. And they end up killing the power play that the Devils had at the end of the second period into the beginning of the third. And that second period was more back and forth. Devils 14 shots, Islanders with 12. Third period, Islanders didn't get much of anything going offensively at all. 4 shots on net. The Devils were coming on strong. They had 11 shots on net. But the biggest thing here is the goal. And for the third time this year, the Islanders have allowed a tying goal in the third period with 3 minutes or less left. That's unacceptable. This is continuing to be a habit for this hockey team. That was the same thing that ended up happening last year so many times with this team. I can't even tell you how many times last year the Islanders blew late third period leads and it would cost them. And that's, again, precisely what happens. Devils pull the goalie, and look at this play by Noah Dobson. I don't know what Noah Dobson is thinking here. It bounces right off to him, and he sends it right to Jesper Bratt. I think what he was trying to do was get it to Sorokin so he could cover, but just a really soft play in the defensive end. And he is one of the more frustrating defensive players on this team from the New York Islanders. There's no excuse. I don't know what else you could possibly say, honestly. But as someone said, as Vegetto with a binky says, someone's got to teach Dobson how to defend. It's true. Dobson, they need Noah Dobson for on the power play. They need some defenseman to lead on the power play, skate the puck up the ice. They need him in the transition game, but he has an absolutely horrific and horrendous time in his own end trying to defend. He is a liability. It's not just like, oh, he's a bad defender. No. He is a genuine liability. It's ridiculous. John Swag says, didn't get to watch the full game, sadly, but we didn't look bad overall. Giving up those leads, a terrible habit, especially at the end of a game. Yeah, if they cruised, we'll say in air quotes, but if they won in regulation 3-2, I think we all feel a lot better about that game because you don't have the added, oh my God, I can't believe this team just blew another one. But that's what happened. Game gets sent to overtime. Here we go. Let's take a look at the goal simulation in overtime. Barzal and Horvat doing their thing. Horvat has it now, gives for Barzal, goes around the back of the net, rips it through. This is similar to how Anders Lee scored his goal, obviously down the other end and on a power play. And as the team files out, that's so funny with all the numbers popping out on the ice. But if you watch it again, that was vintage Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat. I love the play from Horvat to go around the back of the net. Barzal read it perfectly, could not ask for a better pass, and Horvat is so good in space, letting the shot go so quick. And Islanders win this one 4-3. Thank God. They really, really needed that win. Needed it badly. John Swag points out, 4th overtime game already. They've only played 7. 4 out of 7. What's the percent on that? 50. It's over 50%. I'm not a math guy. Don't claim to be. 4 of 7. 57.1% of the time, the New York Islanders have gone to overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, we have fantastic news here as my co-host is behind the scenes and is added in. Mitch, you made it. Somebody for hopping in.
Oh my God. So we win in overtime. Wow.
Yeah. You got in at the right time. I just showed the dots here on the overtime winner. If you want, I'll play it again for you because this is vintage Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat. I love all the dots as they all form.
They're all on there.
I'm gonna have to redo it here. But what I loved was on this play, Bo Horvat going around behind the net after passing it to Barzal, and Barzal read it perfectly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just whoever number 7 is just got dummied hard.
As a Dougie Hamilton, no?
Oh, it's even better. Even better that Dougie Hamilton gets dummied like that by Bo Horvat. Because you know that play is designed to give him that confusion, right? Like, so that when they go behind the net, it's like, oh, what do I do? Do I stay here? Do I keep going? Which pinned us in the butt kind of in a little bit the last game, right? When Adam Pelech stood in front of Ilya Sorokin against Montreal. Right, because Adam Pelech was supposed to follow his guy behind the net, but didn't really recognize that the danger was in front of him all along. So glad it's helping us this time.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. This one, I know you didn't get to see a ton of this game, Mitch.
No,
this had no business going to overtime. Islanders should have won this in regulation. Classic. They allowed, stop me if you heard this before, they allowed the tying goal with the Devils' goal net empty with less than 3 minutes remaining.
That's so frustrating.
Horrible. I got to pull it up because you have to see the Noah Dobson play.
To give up the goal?
To give up the, we need your reaction to this because
because I'm seeing Jamson's comment here. Okay. Number 8, I'm watching him. He has not moved much. Okay. What the heck happened? He had it.
Yeah. So obviously it looks really bad on the dots. It also looked really bad in real life. But what I think he was trying to do, I think he was trying to get it to go back to Sorokin and for him to cover up. Instead, he just soft passes it right to Jesper Bratt, who says thank you and just puts it right, in the toy department.
Oh, because if you pause that just when he gets the puck on his stick, you see he has a lane towards his top right. There are no Devils in sight. If he just looks up, just straight up cone, I'm doing my arms out, but like he's got all this space to just launch it towards the sun and does nothing, which I assume is what Mr. Jamson was referring to. You shouldn't be out there when defending a lead.
Yeah, it was really bad. Again, the dots clearly don't do it justice. I don't know if anyone clipped it on Twitter. I could look to see if I could pull it up on.
It makes sense when you add the color on top of that. It totally makes sense with what the dots are showing, which is annoying. And you look at the underlying numbers. The Islanders were the better team for maybe not better, but like they had a really good second period, which is great to see.
Yep.
But then, yeah, they totally lose it in the third. At least it's against a good team. I will say, if we're going to be, dropping goals in the last minute, it's not going to be ideal, but at least we're doing it against the Devils, who are a strong offensive team. We always know that, especially now that they're relatively healthy. So I don't mind it so much. It's still friggin' annoying considering everything else that has happened in the season. It's so annoying.
Yeah, here we could. I'll pull it up on here. We're not going to get hit flagged with monetize. We're not even monetized yet. So
Jack Hughes looking to Mercer shot is blocked away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, just again, horrible. Could not stress enough how bad that was.
In what situation is that practiced where they're like, just do that?
I don't know. The gasp that I let out when I saw the puck just trickling towards Jesper Bratt, unreal.
That's just horrendous. We can't have that, man.
No,
unbelievable. So yeah, but we win. We win in overtime.
Overtime. Yeah, overtime win. You absolutely take it. It was the night of deflections for the goal scoring. So Brock Nelson got him going. Mitch, deflected an Adam Pelech shot. Then in the third period, it was Kyle Palmieri deflects an Alex Romanov shot. Anders Lee scores on the power play. Dobson puts it on net. It rebounds out. And what Anders Lee did was after passing it, he too went behind the net, similar to Bo Horvat, and a rebound bounces right to him, just boop, taps it right back in.
Smart deceptive plays, man. Like, these are easy things that should have been coached into this team a long time ago. I'm surprised that we're just finally starting to utilize the back of the net. Wayne Gretzky made a whole goddamn career out of it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
He did.
A good one too. My God.
Very good one. So 4-3 here in this one. You want to play the box score game? I know, again, you didn't see.
Yes, because I was about to go look because we saw this comment here from Jeremy, which player would like to see more ice time and less. So let's play the game and then maybe we can answer his question.
Okay. So
wait, let me look not at the box score, but the summary to see how many power plays we got and how many we did.
They had 4 power plays, went 1 for 4 on the power play.
And we were 100% on the penalty kill. Hey, special teams were good. I'm going to say it's going to be Matthew Barzal. And I only paused because of the power play shenaniganery.
It is Barzal at 2027.
Okay.
But the surprise to me is Simon Holmstrom's second on the team with 20 minutes and 10 seconds.
Was he deserving of that much ice time?
No. Not particularly. No. At some point, it looked like they were playing Casey Cizikas up with Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat, like what they did at the end of last year. So I was really surprised to see Holmstrom at 20 minutes and 10 seconds. Although he took 27 shifts, which was more than Barzal and more than Bo Horvat. He did have some PK shifts, I'm sure. But yeah, 20 minutes of Simon Holmstrom. Was not expecting that.
A lot of special teams time then, because Holmstrom is out there most of it with Bo Horvat and Matthew Barzal. 12 minutes. This is 5-on-5, 12 minutes and 16 seconds. Oh, okay. But then he's got 8 minutes with Lee, Peugeot, Wallstrom. Or no, that's right. Wallstrom. Where's Holmstrom? Yeah, I don't know where the rest of his time goes. It's really just on the top line and then nowhere else. So I guess he gets a crap ton of special teams time.
Yeah, I guess so. He was on the power play too. So then power play and penalty kill time.
Wild. Okay, least amount of ice time. I'm going to go with Liam Foudy.
There you go. 7 minutes and 2 seconds.
Wow. Okay.
How did he look? Okay. I thought at times they looked okay. McLean, I know Vegeta with a binky says McLean played really well tonight. I thought he did, but he also almost made a catastrophic mistake that would have gotten him up in Dobson territory. It was a play. Ryan Pulock had to take a penalty on it at the end of the second because he blind passed it right into the center of the crease. And I believe it was either Nico Hischier or Jack Hughes. I forget. I could look to see who the penalty.
You don't want to
penalty on, but he gift wrapped one right in the center of the crease, and Pulock takes a slashing.
Never, no, in a blind, no look pass, please. It's just always look. Always look
tripping on Jack Hughes. There we go. It was Jack Hughes.
Ridiculous.
They killed it. But that was a standout. McLean also drew a penalty and played a very Kyle McLean game outside of the one massive error. But that stood out as a major negative.
Okay. Defenseman, I assume is going to be Dobson then with leading in ice time.
You are most likely correct. I switched tabs for a second to look up the penalty, so I'll pull it back up. It was Noah Dobson at 25 minutes and 8 seconds.
Wow. Okay. Well, wow. I expected that. Okay. And then least probably going to be Scott Mayfield if we have 4 power plays.
It is Scott Mayfield at 11:35. There's a good reason for that. Okay. He took a fighting major. You got to go back and watch the replay. Alex Romanov got drilled. It was a clean hit, drilled. It was shoulder to shoulder. His helmet went flying. It was a sick play. And Mayfield drops the gloves, although they hit Mayfield with a roughing as well. So he ended up serving. Well, they had someone else serve it, but he got 7 minutes of penalty in this one. That was controversial. In my opinion, it should have just been 5 and 5. They gave Mayfield the extra for sticking up for his guy.
Was it an extra roughing or an extra instigator?
They called it roughing on the ice, which was also surprising.
How do you rough and then fight? I don't understand. That's so weird.
Because and what's it called too? Forgive me, I'm blanking on who the fight was against. I'll tell you in a second here. McDermott.
Yeah,
McDermott dropped the gloves first. So I don't know how it's possible that Mayfield could have gotten the extra one.
Oh, so I guess, because he didn't initiate, as like Binky's saying here, like he didn't initiate it, I guess, which is fair, but they still give him the roughing. Well, then give McDermott I don't understand. That's
it was strange.
Apparently Butchie was all over it.
Yeah, he was. Nobody Butchie didn't like it. Thomas didn't like it. Brendan didn't like it.
That doesn't make sense.
It was weird.
It doesn't add up. If you're going to give him the instigator, give him the instigator. But if he's not instigating, how do you give him a roughing for starting a fight? I don't get that. That's not in the rules. So really, really dumb call there by the officials. Thankfully, we didn't pay for it. Wow.
Here you go.
Okay.
It's shoulder on shoulder, but it was a huge hit.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then Mayfield went after him.
How is he getting a roughing penalty out of this stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll show it on here. No, it doesn't show who dropped the gloves first, but that was the sequence.
That really boggles my mind. I don't know. Barely the ref got hit, and so Binky was having a good time on that one. Earned it. Okay, so to go back to Jeremy's question about the ice time, I assume we're talking about Dobson here, and maybe not having him out there, it would have to be Pollock.
Yeah, it would have to be. I would think so. It's not going to be Scott Mayfield, but
no.
Yeah.
And like 20/50 of ice time for Ryan Pollock today. So we're only asking maybe a couple more shifts. So you have Dobson somewhere around 23 and Pollock around 21, 22. That seems fine.
By the way, some good news. Probably the best game Adam Pelech has played in a really long time.
Thank God. Oh my God.
He was very, very good. I know Pollock took a penalty, but overall, I would say as a pair, Pollock pair was pretty damn good, but Pelech especially stood out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Because we've needed him to. He's been the weaker of those two guys.
Yeah.
By a considerable margin for a considerable time now, like post injury. So it's nice to hear that he is potentially bouncing back, and again against a strong opponent like the New Jersey Devils. So that is huge for him and for us going forward. If we can get that top 4 defensive pair going, and when I say pair, I mean like the 2 pairs, that would be so clutch. Like that's championship level stuff. I'm not. Alan Pelech is healthy. They're cup favorites. It's just if you have that, you have a leg up against some of the teams who obviously do not.
Yep.
Beauties.
I wanted to go back. Oops, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong tab now again. Because I pulled up the tweet of the video for the Romanov hit, but I wanted to do shots on goal. Devils 35-30 face off. Islanders dominated 62.5% to 37.5. Power play 25% for the Islanders, 1 for 4. Devils went 0 for 2. 13 penalty minutes to 9 hits, 32-27 is a very physical game. Block shots 15-11. Islanders more. Giveaways, Devils had a ton, 17-8. Takeaways 8-4 in the Devils' favor.
I love seeing single digit giveaway numbers. I hate double digit. I hate it. That's just way too many. It's just 3 period at least. No thanks.
Ilya Sorokin, 3 goals against, 914 save percentage. I don't really blame him on any of the 3 goals. First one, Kyle McLean tries to. Oh, this is also a Kyle McLean mistake. So there was 2. He tried to glove one down and it goes off his glove and right to. I believe it was Jesper Bratt on that one also. And then the second one, maybe the second one you could say is on Sorokin. It just looked weird, like he wasn't expecting the shot and was a little bit too deep.
Right. Okay. Wow. That's bad. That's bad. But, Sorokin at 914 and not having a great night, which is insane. Good job by him.
Yeah, I like this comment from Steven. I want to pop this up. Romanov threw an almost equally big hit on his next shift. He did. Then got an assist. I thought he'd be one of the game's stars. Yeah, I was hoping he would get that goal because it was Kyle Palmieri tipped the shot in on a Romanov shot on goal. So I was hoping that it would end up being Romanov's. It wasn't. It was Palmieri who tipped one going across. But I thought he, being Romanov, responded very, very well after taking that big hit. He was physical himself. His physicality didn't go away. He laid a monster open ice hit on Jack Hughes, and then rips a shot on net that gets deflected in.
I like this version of Romanov that he's being quite physical so far this year. We've only had 8 games now, but this big hit, as you're saying, on Hughes, and the big attempt that he had on Nathan McKinnon just a few games ago as well. It didn't connect, but he's really throwing the body around. You saw he had 5 hits today. Excellent game from him. 21 minutes, 30 shifts, an assist, a shot, 3 blocks, 5 hits, no giveaways. You can't ask for any better from what is really your shutdown defenseman. Look at that. Just no thanks. Get the hell out of here, Jack Hughes. Awesome stuff. Even Jamson saying he was our best D-man tonight. The emotional heart of the team.
I agree.
Oh, the trade is looking so much better. It was already good to begin with, and it's so much better now.
I'm riding the wave. I'm an Alex Romanov guy. I will ride that train till it doesn't come no more. But it worked out tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm so glad it did. Oh my God. Again, the defense is rounding out into form in terms of not like they're having a great defensive night. Obviously, we saw the Noah Dobson give away into his own net almost. Oh, and they still had 3 goals against, but they're living, or they're stepping into their form, into what they are as a defenseman, right? Romanov, that more physical shutdown defenseman, whereas Adam Pelech is maybe the more cerebral type of shutdown guy, and it's just working. I freaking love that.
Hold on, we got
holding.
We are both very much so on the Alex Romanov train and have been for a while.
Yeah,
but this post-game quote, I think, is going to get even more people on the Alex Romanov train. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Gem from Romy. They hit me. I'm going to hit them. I'm going to hit their best player.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Alex freaking Romanov, baby. Now, not to injure. We are never for injure, but there's no this is a physical game. There's no reason that if you get knocked around cleanly, by the way, the hit was clean on Romanov. I think he would even admit that, even though he was bloody, he took a shoulder to the shoulder, but then he laid a massive open ice hit on Jack Hughes and picked up an assist. Love it.
Absolutely.
Please, more of this.
You're right. It is a physical game. Like we're not, at least myself, I'm not a fan of the fighting in this game, but that doesn't mean we have to take all the physicality out. It's still a physical game. It is still a hard game to play. And he's willing to play that type of game. Not all defensemen are. Matias Harayanemi, one of our prospects, that's just not part of his game. It is for Alex Romanov. It comes naturally to him. So lean into it, man. We've been wanting this like Darius Kasparaitis type of guy for years, and we finally got him again. Can't wait till, well, not even. We're here. I don't even have to wait.
What about this? I know not game related, but Sloppy wants to know what would a good extension for Omi look like for you all?
Oh, what is he on now? 3?
No,
2.5.
2.5. I'm thinking around
5.
I was gonna say $4.5 to $5 million at probably 5 or 6 years, something like that.
Yeah, like Adam Pellick's 5.75, and we have to remember Adam Pellick did make an All-Star game, oddly, but still made it.
He was better in his prime than what Romanov has shown, so I don't think it gets as high, even with inflation, at 5.75. But I think right around 5 million plus or minus 250,000, let's say, on either side.
Yeah, and it's going to be loose. So 8 years with full no trade for the first 3, and then it's going to devolve into a 16-team no trade list. Or
at least he's 24 and not 30.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big thing. He is 24 years old. That's wild. He and Noah Dobson are only 24. Crazy. And even Ryan Pollock and Adam Pellick are just 30 years old now. Like they're not that old, man.
I like Jeremy's comment here. 6 years at 4.75. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think that's a good deal.
Absolutely. I would love anything less than 6, or sorry, less than 8. I don't want to see these massive deals for what is arguably, not going to be a top pair guy in a couple of years. We're going to get 3 to 4 years out of him, and that's it as a top pair guy. And then he's going to slowly go down.
Probably go back to a second pair guy.
Yeah, exactly. So don't pay him at his peak, past his peak, man.
I'm with you on that. But anything else from this game you want to hit on before we jump out of here? Quick turnaround. They play again tomorrow at home against Florida.
Yeah. Bill's saying a 3-year bridge deal followed by a full 8 year.
Oh God, no. So 11 years. No, I don't. I love Romy, but I don't love him that much.
Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah. Quick turnaround. They play Florida tomorrow. So let's see if they can maybe do better defensively. They're not some of these dumb boneheaded mistakes.
Yeah, they can't. They gotta stop with these mistakes. They played a good game and they almost blew it. It was. I was getting ready to do a post game of here we go again. They played well, but didn't come away with the 2 points. But thank God tonight they did. Yeah. Bo Horvat with the overtime winner. We'll be back tomorrow to recap the Islanders and the Panthers. That'll do it for us for now. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video before you get out of here. And we'll catch you next time.